Hey everyone, today we're going to go through the dialog management aspect. So let me just go ahead and create a new journey. So this is the Yellow Guys no code builder. It's essentially designed towards non-developers and business users who can build out a majority of their conversational bots through the no code platform. We essentially have gone ahead with the concept of nodes, where each node is super powerful, and there are different types of nodes which can be added. They're essentially prompt-based nodes, where if you want to ask a question to the user, prompt-based nodes could be used. We provide a lot of pre-built templated nodes. So let's say if you want to ask for name, email, location, they already come with pre-built validators there. So you don't have to do any logic for validating them. Apart from that, we also have message-based nodes. So it could be images, text, videos, files, etc., to enhance the quality of conversation. Apart from that, we also provide the ability to take action, and these are essentially action-based nodes. In these nodes, essentially, you can call a transactional API. You can send emails, push analytics data, fetch something from database, do document-based search, do insights-based search, trigger outbound notification, check the status of it, create a ticket to an agent, and even do more complex things like sending OTPs, verifying OTPs, generating payments link, generating PDFs, and also adding kind of delay to simulate some of these conversations. Next up, we also have the logic-based nodes. This essentially is used out to build more complex workflows. And the logic-based nodes could be used on a variety of conditionals here. So let me just go here. So I can do a condition on the variables itself, which I'm storing in the bot. Then going further down, I can do the conditions on the system variables. I can do variable on the function output, where a custom function could give an output, and I can check if I want to execute certain thing aspect of it. This also makes sure that we bring in the collaboration between IT teams and business teams more closely. Apart from that, we have intent-based logic, we have entity-based logic, we have sentiment-based logic, which is something which is very differentiating, which I've added. So based on the sentiment at each step in the conversation, you can take actions. You also have agent-based logic available. There's page-based logic available. All of these essentially can be configured. And the platform, one of the things which you see in terms of enhance the conversational quality, we keep giving out errors and recommendation to the user. So essentially nothing gets missed out. So in this case, you can see saying that logic is not selected. That means that if user comes to this block, and since we have not configured any logic, the user will not be able to move forward. And essentially is giving me a suggestion on how to fix that conversation. Now to build out information-based journeys, I just have to define the trigger for my pricing journey. So triggers could be intent-based triggers, it could be entity-based triggers, event-based triggers from third-party systems, or it could be page-based triggers. So, as a user moves to a pricing page, you would by default want to show this journey over there. Now, let me just take the price intent over here. And the other thing on the platform which we allow is the ability to add and daisy chain multiple triggers. So, I can say if this intent is detected, or a particular entity is detected, or a combination of intent entity events, all of these essentially can be used to build these triggers out. So let me just delete this. Now, let's say if someone asks for a price, we just want to send out a message, and this configuration happens here. So we can say this is the price answer. So we can say, and I can add the multiple variations of these responses to bring in some element of dynamic responses in this. Other thing which you would notice here, there's a symbol which we provide, which essentially is for personalizing responses. So let's say I want to address the user with the name before providing the value of the price. So I can say price for, then I can essentially select, and I can say, let me just dig up the name over here. So I can say the price for bike name is. So this is how essentially simple information-based dialogue gets built out on the platform. Now, let's say after this, I will convert this into a more transactional dialogue. And the way we want to do this is by adding an integration. So let us go to the configure section. Let us go to an integration. And yeah, so let's say there's a Twilio node which we have connected here. So once a user asks for a price, I want to ask for the mobile number and send a OTP to verify if the mobile number is correct or not, right? So that essentially is a transaction-based workflow. And then if the mobile number is correct, I want to essentially push that information back to my CRM system. So now let's say I'll create a node here for asking for a number. So I'll just say, and then there's a phone number validated attached to this automatically. If I want to provide custom validator and then say, I'm just expecting numbers from Indian this thing, I can just say, prefix a calling code. I don't know it in this reason, in this one, and I'll just. Now, once a mobile number over here, again, you would see the platform itself, because I have not added the next node, it says that once a user provides the mobile number back to the platform, a message prompt should be configured to acknowledge it. So this is essentially enhancing the quality of the conversation here. So now let's say, let's add a integration node, which is a backend third-party integration, which is Twilio. So I can say I want to send a verification call, and the number is coming from dummy variable, which I'm storing there. And so now it's just as simple as this to essentially bring in any third-party integration natively into the platform. And once the verification has been done, so let us add a logic node here. So we'll say if node. So we'll say, and let me just store the information in again the dummy variable. And I can also see the sample response, how essentially a sample response from this object integration would come. Now let's go to my if node. I'll say if dummy is equal to then I essentially want to take some action. And that action essentially is, just move here a bit. If dummy is success, I essentially want to call an API, which is the book test ride API. And I don't want to provide transformation function. I can just say store the response in dummy, right? And I'll just connect both of these. So this has been connected, and in case the verification was not done, I just want to send a prompt saying that. And in this case, when the success happens, we just want to say that. So we close the dialog here, and this is the fallback which we define, because platform is giving that, saying that. So over here, we essentially have created a transactional journey with third-party native integration with Twilio and a dynamic transactional use case with pushing the data back into an API over here. And in this, we also have seen how the platform itself gives us personalization options through system variables, and the platform itself is enhanced in a way where it keeps giving recommendations on how to fix and build out much better journeys. And here I still see there is this still is giving me some error, which I can essentially go ahead and fix. So over here, I'm getting a message should follow a prompt. I just should add more message and finish the dialogue. And that's why it's giving me a warning sign on this. Now, moving on to the next step of the demo, which essentially is in this case, we just saw how a business user can build out a very complex and powerful workflow through the platform. Next, we will also see as a user how you could bring in unstructured data into the Yellow.ai platform, and how we generate dialogues and question answers from that. So let me just go to the right description here. So in the studio, we essentially have the document cognition, which is our insights engine. So let me open that up. And over here, I essentially have ability to ingest unstructured data. So we have integrations built out to Amazon S3 services. We have integration built to Microsoft SharePoint. I can also give a website or a URL, or I could upload something from my computer directly. So I'm going to do that. We have an OAuth file here. And then over here, you can see there are options where the insights engine itself could go ahead and generate Q&A, which essentially is generating dialogue. And let's say if we have table, or if you're uploading a Excel file, we can just enable table parsing. We don't have any tables in our document, so we'll just go ahead with that. And over here, we can support PPT, PDF, and text-based files at the moment. So let me just add. So this has been uploaded successfully, and now the platform is just going to index. This should take us a couple of minutes. We'll skip directly towards the once the index has been done. Awesome. So our file has been indexed. Now let us click on the document Q&A button here. Now let me just click on the OAuth file, which we have just uploaded. Now these are the different topics which the platform has and the Insights engine has been able to parse through. Over here, it has generated the questions, and the particular answer for that. So there's so many of them, so many topics which are generated. So let's say if we go to implicit authorization, these are the generated questions which I can just select over here. I can select these, and I can add as an FAQ into my workflow, right? And the way documents get called out, we essentially have built out 2 levels of document fallback. First is we have the ability to, let us just create a document journey. Now over here in the action node, I'll essentially will have the ability to look for a document. So I can fall back to a document search and I can, give out query which I want to pass over here. And I can add more meta filters over in terms of what tags to search to enhance the quality of my search. And over here, I have more actions available where I can define, how many records I would want to see and how do I want to showcase that end result to the consumer. Finally, in terms of enhancing the digressions and slot filling, the platform comes with automatic slot filling on the product, so you don't have to do actually anything. So let's say if you're collecting the phone number, I can just do this automatic auto prompt auto skip by saying that this is the. So if this data has been provided earlier, then essentially this particular step will get automatically skipped. Apart from that, we also have some privacy controls built into the platform. So if you're collecting some sensitive data from the user, or if you're giving some sensitive information to the user, we can mark them as sensitive. And this essentially gets masked while getting stored into the platform. A couple of other options which we essentially have with NLU settings and conversation settings. So we essentially provide a way to define behavior of the bot. We have the concept of intelligent switching, which we talked in the whole natural language video. And we also have the auto skipping and different channel-based configuration available in this. And moving on to the NLU settings, we essentially have multi-intent detection can be enabled and disabled, and how to acknowledge a multi-intent. So that's it for today.